What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are doing fantastic today. In 1995, Jean-Paul Gaultier launched Le Male, an icon, a fragrance that took the world by storm. And for years now, the fragrance community has been begging for a new line from Jean-Paul Gaultier. 27 years in the making, and 27 years later, Jean-Paul Gaultier created Scandal Pour Homme. But is Scandal Pour Homme the next big thing, the new hit, what's gonna take the world by storm? Or is it just another Le Male flanker in a different bottle? Stay tuned to find out. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the show all about boosting your confidence through the art of fragrance, becoming a lasting scent memory. So I hope you all had a fantastic Labor Day weekend. I sure did. I had a nice lazy day off from YouTube and from work yesterday. It was glorious. It was fantastic, and I hope you guys had a safe one and a fun one as well. As you can see, we're outside. Change of scenery. And if you might see some horses walking by in the background at some point, there's 5 horses back there. Don't be scared, they're just horses. Wilbur? Jean-Paul Gaultier finally released a new line of fragrances. He creates something that's going to take the world by storm, that's going to change fragrances as we know it, like Le Male did in 1995. Before we get into the fragrance, I just want to say, what's up, fragrance family? Man, I love you guys. You guys are stinking beautiful. Thank you so much for the continued love and support. It's been great getting to know y'all. And if you are new to this channel and you like talking about all things related to fragrance, then you are in the right spot. I want to take a second to invite you to this beautiful fragrance family by hitting that subscription button down below. It costs you absolutely nothing, and I'd love for you to be a part of this family. Throw me up as many likes, guys, as you possibly can, because it helps my algorithm and helps the growth of this beautiful family. Don't forget, hit that notification bell so that you stay in the know about when I'm posting new content, when I'm doing giveaways and announcing the winners. And also, don't forget, leave me some comments down below because I thoroughly enjoy getting to know you. All right, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into, I think I'm going to get robotic legs. It's a risky procedure, but I think it's totally worth it. In today's Whiffs and Sniffs. Back in 1995, Jean-Paul Gaultier got together with Francis Kurkdjian and told Francis, hey man, we need to create a fragrance that's going to take the world over. Like, just take it by surprise. We need to change the way men think about fragrances. I want something that's going to be loud, that's going to be proud, and work great for going out, hitting the clubs. And what Francis did is exactly that. If you haven't seen my episode on whether or not Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male is still worth it today, check it out right here. But is that what they did with Scandal? Let's go over the presentation real quick, and then we'll get into the whiffing and sniffing. I'm sure all of you have already seen this presentation, but I'm going to show you anyways. So I really like this box. It's like a velvety feel. It's nice. It says Jean-Paul Gaultier, Scandal Pour Homme on the front. On the back, you have a QR code. I have no idea what that does, but you have a QR code. And on the side here, it shows you how to refill your bottle, which I think is actually pretty awesome that a lot of brands are doing refillable bottles. Dior has one, Paco Rabanne Phantom is one, and now Jean-Paul Gaultier's Scandal. Helps save the environment and saves you a few dollars in the long run. On the bottom, you're going to have batch code information. So now the bottle. I'm going to be honest. I really like this bottle. I do. It says Scandal on the front. You have this really nice metal crown. I thought they were going to go plastic, but they went metal. Attention to detail is it says Jean-Paul Gaultier on the top of the crown here. Also says Jean-Paul Gaultier on the atomizer. And your typical batch code information on the bottom. Now let's get spraying. I'll leave the notes up here or here, wherever it fits better on the screen. Awesome atomizer as well. Alright, so I've been test driving this quite a bit lately. When I test drive, I'll put on test strips and I'll also spray it on my hands. And throughout the day, do my assessment. So the first thing when I sprayed on Scandal, the only thing I could think of is Le Male for some reason. It just popped in my head. And I still can't get it out. And I'll tell you why. Because this reminds me of the first time that I smelled Le Male back in 1995. Now this does not smell like Le Male. That is not where I'm going at with this. But Le Male, as we all know, is an aromatic and sweet fragrance. So is Scandal. So right up top you get a lot of sweetness. And that's coming from caramel. Though it's not the most realistic caramel. Not whatsoever. It's kind of like one of those cheap caramels compared to like a Werther's Original. Not Werther's Original. It's a little synthetic, but that's okay. It's just very sweet right off the bat. And then shortly into it, clary sage comes in. If you're not a fan of clary sage, it's okay, because this isn't like that screechy, harsh clary sage. No, it's blended very well, and it almost gives it kind of this powdery aspect to it. It's good. Shortly after, as it starts drying down even further, you start getting kind of an earthy tonka bean, which also adds a little bit to the sweetness of the fragrance, but it's mainly that caramel. It starts out very youthful. So it is a very youthful fragrance. As we've seen with most of these designer fragrances coming out and these flankers coming out, they're all very sweet, bubblegummy sweet, if you will. This one is not bubblegummy sweet, it's just sweet. It's almost gourmandish sweet, but not gourmand. As it further and further starts drying down, this really nice green, clean, slightly woody vetiver comes rolling in, and it adds a little bit more of a mature side to it. I don't get a whole lot of that citrus right up top. I mean, it's there, but it's just kind of a Kickstarter. It's not really there to do anything besides get the fragrance going. That orange actually kind of just adds a little bit more sweetness to the opening. The situations I would wear this in are definitely, I wouldn't really wear this to the office. This isn't really an office setting kind of fragrance, kind of like Le Male. Though Le Male actually, a lot of men and a lot of guys that I know still wear it to the office. To each their own. If you want to rock it to the office, rock it to the office. Who cares where and when you wear your fragrances? As long as it boosts your confidence, makes you happy, that's all that freaking matters to me and should matter to you. Now, the confidence level for me on this fragrance isn't that high. It doesn't take a whole lot of confidence to rock this fragrance. It's not challenging whatsoever. It's actually very easy to wear. The situations I would wear it in is going out on the town, hitting the bars, or going to the nightclubs. That's right, a clubbing fragrance, though I have not been to a club in God knows how long. Or if you're not all about going out clubbing and you like staying home and playing your DDR, what does new high score mean? Did I break it? Did I break it? That's a twofer, guys, twofer. Then this is a perfect fragrance for you as well. It is very sweet, and almost overly sweet. The clary sage in it is actually what kind of dumbs down the sweetness and makes it a little bit more mature and not as youthful, but it's still very youthful. Now, this is a loud fragrance. It's loud. It is loud and proud, and it is exactly what I remember Le Male being like. This fragrance loves to talk. It does. If you spray too heavy, it can become a little cloying and can fill a room. And for those of you who are looking for a loud fragrance, Scandal is it. And it's loud for a few hours, especially on my skin. Longevity, I get a good 7-8 hours out of it. It's not that great in the heat. It's a little bit too much in the heat, but I think this would be great in the fall and winter. If you like Le Male or Ultra Male or any of the Le Male flankers, because hell, they've had so many Le Male flankers, you could literally, with all your empty bottles, if you had every single one of them, you could fill a Christmas tree up with them. They could be your ornaments. I mean, it's a banana sandwich how many Le Male flankers there have been. And I have a feeling that's what they're going to go with Scandal. Because they started out with an eau de toilette. Next, eau de parfum. After that, Le Parfum. After that, Scandal the Vandal. After that, Vandal the Scandal. Who knows? I know there's going to be a lot of flankers coming from the new Scandal. I also find it curious that they went with the name Scandal. They really think outside the box there because, well, there has been a ladies line called Scandal for quite some time now. And also, isn't there another fragrance called Scandal? Not saying they're riding on the coattails of a very nice luxurious brand. So my overall rating of Scandal Pour Homme, I give it a 6.5 out of 10. It's a good fragrance. Is it great? No, but it is good. I do enjoy that it kind of takes me back to 1995. Back when I was younger, when Le Male took the world by storm. When that bottle was so controversial. And what they did is they actually dumbed down the bottle and made it a lot less controversial. Though it's supposed to look like a king, it looks more like a rook to me. I mean, I don't know. Anyways, it's squatty, and now these are popping up at discounters. I got mine at fragrancebuy.ca for $65, which is a great deal. Though, would I buy it full retail? That's a tough one, but I highly suggest not blind buying this. If you like aromatic, sweet, slightly woody fragrances, Scandal might be one you need to get your nose on. Definitely give it a test drive. But if you don't like sweet fragrances, Scandal's probably not the way you need to go. Now, what I said in the opening, did they just create another Le Male flanker and put it in a different bottle? If they had put this in a Le Male bottle, nobody would have known the difference. Because Le Male flankers don't necessarily smell like Le Male. And I could have totally seen them throwing this in a Le Male bottle with a crown on top, and boom, you got yourself another Le Male flanker. After 27 years of waiting, I wouldn't say I'm impressed. I think it's a really good fragrance. I would have liked to seen them do something a little bit more mature, but they have ample opportunity to do so with the Scandal flankers. What they did is they brought back Le Male, in a sense. It is a good fragrance. It's not great, but it's good. Performance is good. Projection is fantastic. Overall smell, it's not mind-blowing. It's not something that hasn't been done before, but it is different. But regardless, check your local department store. Get your nose on it. Find out for yourself. So, after 27 years, Jean Paul Gaultier created a pretty good line of fragrances. Pretty good. Not great, but pretty good. Well, that's it for me this evening. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do me a favor. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.